Does that? Hello? Does that? Yeah. Okay. And then this shit. This is what I should do. I should just do this while you guys. If you show up. While I wait to see if anybody shows up, I could do these adjustments. That's fun. Little inside job. What is this stream? 9/11? I know a lot of the people who end up seeing this aren't from America. But don't you worry. We know. We know that we got tricked. The whole world, I bet, for years after 9/11 was like, do they know? Do they know that wasn't them? We do now. Ever since COVID, America's been like, wait a minute. Have you lied to us about anything else? Not that that's what happened. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that on YouTube. There's probably even some scratchers, technically, I would bet, who wouldn't appreciate me saying that. If you tattoo yourself and you're scared of COVID, you shouldn't tattoo yourself. Because there's far worse things that people claim are on your needle and in your spoon than that. Does that make sense? I think it does. But that's my job, is to think the wrong things. I don't think it's wrong, but if I say I do, if I say I agree that you think it's wrong, maybe I'll get a little bit more slack when it's revealed. One of these days, if I'm lucky, one of these days, every single stream that I've ever done is going to get picked apart by an AI. There's going to be some sort of robot. Somebody's going to download all my videos, put them on a thumb drive, shove that thumb drive up a robot's ass, and then tell that robot, I'll take that out of your ass after you tell me if this guy's racist and wrong. In which case, would it be bad? Here's what I just had an idea. I'm going to fill up my coffee while you may or may not show up. This is where I'm at. 'Cause I haven't even had my coffee yet today. Ooh, I could incorporate whistling into the stream. You'd like that, wouldn't you? If I started whistling more. Not enough whistling going on, and then I wouldn't have to talk. I could whistle and work. Why not? Then Jesus, 6 days before the Passover, came to Bethany, where Lazarus was which had been dead, whom he raised from the dead. Oh, I saw that part of the movie. Lazarus. Classic. There they made him a supper, and Martha served, but Lazarus was one of them that sat at the table with him. Dude, a dead guy sat at the table with Jesus. Creepy. Then took Mary a pound of ointment. That's a lot. Ointment, usually you measure it by volume. When you're measuring it by weight, either you're using a lot or you're maybe in a different country, because I've heard in different countries they do that too. And anointed the feet of Jesus and wiped his feet with her hair. And the house was filled with the odor of the ointment. Yeah, a pound of ointment on somebody's feet. Now, I don't know why she was rubbing her hair on his feet, but I guess it's like she just liked him that much and it wasn't weird. Maybe that's what made it not weird. I said his name. And now I already closed it, so it's gone. We'll get back to that. This is too hot. This coffee is too hot. And I don't have any water for my paper towels. Let me just... I know, I'm thinking I shouldn't have stopped reading. I should have kept reading. I don't want God to think I didn't want to read it. Because he's like, I gave you that book for a reason. Next time I'll finish reading. We're practicing. It's a practice. Like being a doctor. Ooh! Let's get some light in here. I'm trying to be seen. I'm trying to get seen. So we're gonna fill up this little situation. We got my Rebel box. It's a whole situation. Open box, bitch. We got some blues. We got some greens. We got some soap. We got some ointment. We got a pound of ointment to put on Jesus's feet. We got some white, because we're likely going to need that. I don't need any more blacks, because I've had enough of that. It's already outlined. We got our spoon. What other color do I want? This little bitch. That's a nice color. There's my favorite color ink. That one pops, because they put aluminum in it, or something. Ask Linda. Linda will tell you why you shouldn't use colored inks. I almost got her hooked back on them. I almost got her to give me her address. Man, guys, I met a pregnant man this week. Isn't that wild? Because I'm having a baby. And we went to a birth center, and the person who's not actually a man. So don't send this to the birth center, because I would really like this midwife to not hate me and cast a curse on my baby on the way out. But one of the midwives identifies as a man. I don't know if anybody ever brought it to her attention that no woman wants to, especially if they're going to a midwife. Like, if you want to have your baby delivered by a man, you go to a hospital. When people go to a birth center to have a midwife, like that, if you're a man, if you're saying you're a man, even though you're pregnant as a midwife, you should call yourself a mid-husband. And then that alone should bring to your attention why you shouldn't be doing this, because it's a completely different title and it sounds ridiculous. So I just don't talk to that person. It's hard to talk to somebody who expects you to lie to their face and agree with them on something that clearly isn't true. Luckily, this midhusband isn't going to be the one that's there, hopefully. Because she, even though she tells us she's a he, she is pregnant and is going to be having a baby a little bit before us, me and my wife. So hopefully that means, I don't know why this green keeps leaking, but it does. It's a leaky green. All my green ones are leaky. We're going to fill this bad boy in. Check out that bold and brash. I'm into it. This is probably my new favorite tattoo. I really like it a lot. And my armpits are stanky as hell. As hell. You know what we might do for bold and brash is instead of mixing an ink color, instead of mixing up the greens and the blues and the whites to try to achieve the color of Squidward, it might be fun to just do it kind of splotchy colored, to do poking in the tattoo of just each of these colors individually. These three colors. Some blues and greens just by their own, and it would give it sort of like an abstract look. You know what I mean? We'll see. We'll see when we get there. I mean, we're there right now, so I got to start making decisions. I am the decision maker of this tattoo, so I should probably come up with that. Excuse me if I'm a little slow today. I haven't had this is my coffee I'm drinking. This is the coffee of today. Usually this would already be gone by the time I'm on here. You know, if I respected you, if I had a little bit of respect for you, I probably would have drank that coffee long before I got here. But since I have no respect for you, I figure you can handle me drinking my coffee while we poke around. I can't believe I haven't even ever whistled while I was poking a tattoo. That's like classic background noise. I'm always trying to ramble. I'm constantly trying to ramble and come up with the next crazy thing to say. But why not just whistle whatever song's stuck in my head? Maybe that would be fun. I'll probably try that today. No promises. If I don't whistle today, don't you dare. Actually, if you comment a response about whistling, I will send you $100 worth of my hair. Which is one piece of hair, I found out. Whoever got that last $100 worth of hair, that last clump, when I didn't know the value of my own hair, you are probably a millionaire now with how much hair I sent you. But now I know. One piece of hair. That's all you get. Because this stuff is valuable. I mean, look at the texture. It doesn't really get better than that. Unless I wash it. That makes it better. No, actually, the texture is far better when I don't wash it. Kind of makes me think I should have dreads. I've got a friend who has dreads, and he's white. And he's Christian. He's really cool, actually. I mean, cool, we discussed yesterday, 2 days ago, I'm not that consistent, isn't a good thing. You don't want to be cool. So I guess I should adjust. Maybe actually, yeah, it is cool. He is cool. Just in his own way. Any white guy with dreads. I mean, it's a vibe. It's definitely a vibe. Anyways, we're gonna do a little washy poo on this skin since I haven't showered in days. Before we get going, I'm just gonna dip my paper towel in some water and put some soap on it. And then hopefully that will bring us around on the hype train. See, that's why I should whistle. Stupid shit like that comes out. There's no hype train here. Not for washing my skin. See, look, I just put a little bit of soap on a water. Does that look gross to you? Too bad. You're gonna have to deal with it. This is kind of a gross scenario. This whole situation that I'm working with on this stream is pretty gross. So, if you don't like it, stick around. It's gonna get worse. So we got our outline. That's well outlined. You can see what that is, and there's no stencil left. I took a shower when I did this. I just didn't take a shower yesterday, and now it's today. But that is clean. Now I'm gonna get my finger clean. Right? You gotta get everything cleaned off. Because now I'm gonna dip my finger in some lube. That's gonna go on my skin, and we do not want that to be something. There's something wrong with it. I'm sure. Guys, I haven't even pooped today. How do you think that makes me feel? How do you think it makes me feel that does this thing work? Yeah, it's still going. I just wanted to make sure the mic's on all the things. I had to do a reset. So, that's just what happens. You get a little anxious, do a little reset, and then you're not sure if anything works anymore. Okay, that's lubed, which is nice. I wish I could tell you everything I think about. Isn't it weird? Isn't it crazy how much I reveal on this stream about myself? And yet, let me tell you, I hold a lot back. I hold a lot back. There are so many things. That's why I get so wild sometimes. That's why I just sound a little crazy, is because if I followed my train of thought, if I actually followed my honest train of thought when I was just going off, and I never stopped myself and took a false detour, which is where you probably notice when I do it. You can probably tell when I'm talking and then I just say something completely off the wall. The reason I do that is because if I told you what I'm actually thinking, we would have a problem. I might start getting knocks on the door behind me saying, "Open up! You're a racist!" You don't want that. Or, "Open up! You're a pussy!" Seriously. Let me tell you. I know you look up to me and you see me as sort of like a god figure, like an entertainment genius, and like somebody who's got no reason to be self-conscious, no reason to be insecure. I mean, look at this guy. He's a king, in the purest sense of the word. I get it. I seem perfect. I seem like the kind of person you would want to let fuck your wife. I get it. But I'm not perfect. Believe it or not, I am slightly imperfect. And, I don't like to show that all the time. I like to keep my very minor imperfections to myself. I got my lighting set up. I'm feeling pretty good about it. You can no longer see a ring. There's nothing worse than when you're trying to look somebody in the eyes and you see a ring light in the reflection of their eyes. And you just know, like, oh, this is a setup. This is a whole setup. And you want to look good. I want to look good too, but I don't want people to know that I want to look good. So I've got lights in two separate spots that aren't ring-shaped. And that's how you know. Have you ever seen the star-shaped ring lights? Now that's cool. Now if I was watching a stream and I saw in the reflection of somebody's eyes a star-shaped light, I would subscribe. I would subscribe to that person instantly. I think we're going to mix it. I think we're going to mix the ink because Squidward deserves color. Now, a little thing, I wonder if I ever had... Oh, this is awkward. Forget that. Just forget all that. I'm not even going to try to do that. There is supposed to be a slight amount of detail in the Squidward tattoo. He's got like suckers on his feet, and he's a skilled painter. To be honest, the Bold and Brash, as much as it is supposed to be symbolic of how Squidward is full of himself and not that talented, the Bold and Brash painting that he accomplishes in episode 16, season 1 of SpongeBob SquarePants, totally made up. I don't know where it's from. That could have been poop. It was a fart, luckily. When you hold your poop in, don't fart. But really, honestly, if I knew Squidward in real life, and if he was a squid, still, not like a person, If I knew Squidward and then I saw the painting, Bold and Brash, I would be like, dude, you totally captured yourself in the wildest, most abstract sense. And he would be like, thanks. And then we would. But if you saw like it's pretty cool. It's a good image, and he does a good job with the blending. He's got good color sense because I wish I could demonstrate with. I wish I had the picture pulled up right now. That would make it all worth it, but you can see it in the thumbnail. Now, I know this is working, but because of my self-consciousness, I'm going to pull up YouTube right now, and we're going to make sure. Does that make me gay? Maybe. It might be the dick sucking that makes me gay. It might be the anal sex reception that makes me gay. I think the gayest thing about me is that when I start streaming, I have to pull up YouTube to see if it's working. Now that's gay. And as long as you know that about yourself, it's okay. We just don't want to be doing it unawares. What you don't want to do is a bunch of gay stuff that you don't know you're doing. Because that is where the devil comes in. And then you start saying weird stuff like, I'm not gay. You don't want to say that when you're being gay. Because now you're gay and a liar. And we talked about that the other day. We talked about it with coolness. No, we talked about it with racism. If you want to know about being a liar / racist, go into part 2 of the Squidward. Make sure you're subscribed. Also, that's really what you want to be clear about. Yeah, I'm on there. Oh, it's on there all right. That's good. That's all I needed to see. Now, nah, there's no reason to hope. Everything's good. All right. These paper towels were outside and on top of my fridge, and I don't care. I'm not even gonna. I don't know. Anyways, yeah. Well, let's mix up some colors. Squidward was really good about his color choices. It's got some nice fade. It's got some nice blending. I'm not gonna do any of that. I'm just gonna do one color. I'm gonna skip the little suckers on his feet. I'm gonna skip the depth. I'm not trying to create depth. I don't want depth in my tattoos. My skin is two-dimensional, god damn it. And therefore every tattoo I'm gonna give myself is gonna be two-dimensional until I get more skilled at this. And then I'll stop using excuses besides skill level for why I'm not creating depth. If you can create depth, you can go fuck yourself. I'm sorry, that's not actually how I feel. I just go off. It's like from Talladega Nights. When he's like, if you don't chew Big Red, then fuck you. That's funny. That's just classic comedy. Nobody thinks that's not funny. Okay, soapy water spoon. That's all you need. If you got soap and water, I mean, don't try to hold yourself to too high a standard just because the tattoo industry has got you scared about your own skin. You can trust your skin. Your skin can handle a little germs. Don't take me to court on that. I mean, I clicked not for kids. I clicked not for kids on this video, and I try to make it very clear. Maybe I should make a whole video about why you shouldn't stick and poke. Maybe that's actually what I should be focusing my energy on. That would be ironic. Everybody loves irony. If I just started making every video was like, another reason why you shouldn't give yourself a stick and poke. That's funny. And I'm a funny guy, so that would make sense for me to do. I'm so funny. I'm like supra funny. It's like a whole nother level above super funny. Ben Stiller, Tenacious D. I credit my jokes. When I steal a joke, I credit that joke. And if I ever tell a joke and I don't credit, you can damn be well sure that I came up with that from my own head. And maybe I don't know that it's from somewhere else and I absorbed it like a comedy sponge, like a fat, wet comedy sponge, and I just didn't know that I was pulling from somewhere else, I will credit my jokes when I know what's going on. So if you ever catch me lying, let me know. That's a Dave Chappelle joke. And I'd be like, what? He stole it from me. Dave Chappelle took that joke from me. Are we going to get poking today? Do I have enough time to poke today? Maybe not. I don't know if I think I'm not going to even mix ink on this one, because what happens when I mix ink in a spoon, I make some ink. How do I make it like look like it's a whole concurrent thing? Because I want it to be in both shots when I'm doing movements. Anyways, if I mix some ink in this spoon right now, there's a really good chance that I'm not going to finish the tattoo, and then I'm going to have to throw away the ink. I don't want that. Maybe I should have done this on a different day when I had more time. But what I'm going to do today is I'm going to color this little bad boy in lightly. We're going to lightly shade this one. I'm stretching this one out. I'm tired of doing a whole tattoo every stream. It is exhausting. I kind of like this new format of let's spend a whole week getting a good tattoo in. So I'm just going to do a little bit of color right now. And then it's going to fade a little bit by tomorrow, because it's not going to be that much. And it'll be like a nice little backdrop. And hopefully I can get on sooner tomorrow morning, and I'll have time to mix up some ink and finish it. Especially when it's already got some color in there, it'll be easier to saturate the skin if you... Dude, all of these tips about tattooing online are probably really useful, actually, now that I think about it. How to make sure you get straight lines. Who wants a straight line? It's a tattoo. How many things in the real world are straight? Not a lot. Even trees. Even those damn tall, straight trees. If you took a level to that thing, if you took a factory-made plastic with a bubble level to a tree, I mean, it might actually sit straight because, the further you spread it out, it doesn't really measure the bumps. You're not going to get it right up. You're not going to get it flush with the tree, so it could still be level. But what I'm trying to say is, trees are bumpy, and so are tattoos. So is everything. Unless you're trying to get some weird tribal stuff where it's like, look, I got these lines, but they're not straight. They're about as straight as the person who gave those lines to me. Shout out Brian with a Y. Not a straight guy. Let me tell you, that guy is not straight. Anyways. Oh, shit. What am I doing? What in the hell am I doing with my life where this is happening to me? Was that God? Did God do that because I was, what is it called? Bearing witness? No, that's not what it's called. Lying? Anyway, bearing false witness. I don't know that Brian with a Y isn't straight. He's just weird, maybe. A little queer, which isn't straight, apparently. Anyways, too far. We are taking it too far. Okay, now that we're officially 30 minutes into the stream, I suppose I could get some ink into the spoon. I heard small talk is fun, but I'm not having any fun. And I don't have a tattoo yet, so it's kind of a bummer. Here's our spoon. Now tell me, which one of these should be the background color of Bold and Brash? Which one of these should be faded? If you comment right now and you tell me that you're here, or is nobody here? Am I just screaming into the void? Am I just gonna be whistling for nobody? Who knows? Maybe I don't care. Whoa, easy there. Easy there, camera. Camera, that's a good name. Maybe if I have a baby girl, her name's gonna be Camera. Why has nobody named their kid Camera? That's a good name. That's a strong feminine name. But yeah, I was thinking one of these colors should be the background. Probably that green. Probably that leaky green. And then we'll do blue tomorrow, and it'll be like kind of I mean, if you get accidental depth in your tattoo, congratulations, that's cool. But if you're trying to give your tattoos depth, that's that's cool too. I'm a little jealous. I would love to know which of these colors I should use today. And if I don't get a comment soon, I might put all three down and go kill myself. Not funny. Not funny at all. A joke, that was a joke, but it isn't funny. Because a lot of scratchers, I think, are suicidal, unfortunately. That's one thing that I think, actually, maybe they're not. I actually bet scratchers aren't suicidal, and then they're just the type of people that would be suicidal if they weren't scratchers. Maybe that should be another selling point for scratchers. Are you suicidal but not really? Are you suicidal but too pussy to do it? Try scratching, right? I think that's all of us. I think we're all a little bit too scared to commit suicide sometimes. Too far. Not really too far, but self-consciousness. Hey, it looks like I'm just going to pick my own color today cuz nobody cares. That's fine. I care. And we're running out of time. So I'm going to do this light green. We're going to do a little background of this, and then tomorrow when we add blue, it's going to look better. But for today, we just got to get a good base layer. It's like priming. I'm going to prime the skin with a little light green. We're going to get it ready so that tomorrow when I come in and start poking again, I won't have to do it over and over and over again in that one round because it'll actually already be split up into 2 rounds. So let's give this a little shaky poo. Always shake your ink because it's old, you've had it for a while, you haven't tattooed in a while, and the pigments have settled at the bottom of the bottle. And what you don't want is to open up your ink and just squirt out a bunch of white gunk. And then you're like, wait, I liked that. Am I gay now? No, you're not gay. Your brain is just fucked up from everything you see day to day because America is a horrible country that's got to sexualize everything from a McDonald's ad to a fucking video game. Dude, Nintendo comes around. Nintendo's like, hey, actually not even Nintendo. It's just Nintendo news. So here's a little Nintendo news for you. If you ever played Bayonetta, if you're familiar with Bayonetta, it's a very sexy video game character. A little bit too sexy for me. I don't like that kind of stuff. I think it's lame and gay. I think if you're playing a video game and it's a sexy video game, that's gay. Sorry. Keep your sexiness to the bedroom. If you're trying to get turned on outside of the bedroom, you're not a scratcher. So stop it. Just stay aroused in the bedroom or in public. What I mean is, if you're trying to get aroused by anything but your woman, if you've got anything but the woman that you're going to spend, or the man that you're going to spend the rest of your life with, or that you want to spend the rest of your life with, that you're getting aroused by, that's gay. Okay? Just to know for sure, pornography is gay, and Victoria's Secret billboards are gay, and mannequins in swimsuits, that's gay. You know, that's the end of today's segment of what is gay. What is gay? Everything. And it's not because I'm gay and I see it everywhere. It's because it's everywhere and I'm the only not gay thing left. So congratulations for being here, not being gay. Scratchers, shout out. Big shout out to the real scratchers. Hey, scratchers, I love you to the moon and back. This is my message to you. Thanks for being here, whenever you do. You don't have to comment. You don't have to be here live. You don't have to think I'm cool. You don't have to care. But if you're seeing this right now, I love you. I don't even know you. I mean, I probably know most of you because we're a tight-knit crew. If I don't know you, please let me know because I want to. You're cool. I guarantee you're cool. If you're here right now. Anyways, Well, I haven't even started poking yet. I do already have it lubed, so we can get to it. Luckily, poking is the quickest part of this process of the tattoo. It's really all the prep work that everybody gets caught up in. If you get caught up in the prep work and it makes you not want a tattoo, that's normal, but just realize that if you can just get past that prep stage, it's only going to take a few minutes of poking for you to get a tattoo. Everybody avoids, and you're doing all the prep work and you're thinking, I don't know if I can make it through this and poke. If you make it through the prep work, the poking goes quick. So you just got to get lubed, get your ink, get your needle, and then get your mind ready, because that's the part that takes 30 minutes apparently, 35, 55 minutes, is just getting your brain straight so you can poke properly. Anyways, here we go. See? Following through. Promises, following through. I hope my best friend isn't watching this, because I'm about to talk about him for a second. Apparently he doesn't trust me anymore. Because of my racism. Totally reasonable. It might be because of something else that I'm not even aware of. I think though, he doesn't trust me because I'm a racist and he's a Mexican. There's nothing wrong with it. With either racists or Mexicans. Racists and Mexicans alike are all great. Everybody's great. How about that? What if everybody's just great? I don't know if I can actually pull off whistling while I do this. I mean, I know I technically could, but I don't know if I can pull off being comfortable whistling on camera. Even though I'm a great whistler, and I can whistle any song. If I get a song recommendation right now, I will whistle it. And I will play that game. In fact, I'm going to probably bring that up if it doesn't happen today in the future. We're going to start doing some song recommendations for me to whistle. Because that's fun, and that's interactive. And YouTube says if you're not moving your hands, and you're not saying click subscribe, and you're not being interactive, and taking requests for songs, what are you doing? That's what YouTube says. I'm not one to listen to YouTube. But it's hard to not hear when it's so loud. Yeah, I'm not even going to talk about any of the things I was just saying that I was going to talk about, because it is a little bit personal. And I don't want to include any information that would, when you don't talk to somebody for a couple years, a lot of things get lost in translation. Maybe he thinks that being racist is bad. There's a good chance of that. Even if I'm wrong about him thinking I'm racist. He could still think racism is bad. Anybody who's been negatively affected by racism could think it's a bad thing. And that's fair. What am I supposed to say to that? I'm just a white guy. I've only been positively affected by racism. And sexism. It only benefits me. This is a good color. I see why Linda likes this color so much, this lime green. It's not exactly probably the exact right lime green that she likes, but it is in the realm. We're in the zone. We're in the zone now, dog. What if my friend doesn't trust me anymore for completely different reasons than racism? There's a chance of that too. I always thought I was a pretty trustworthy guy, but maybe there's other reasons out there to not talk to me. My girlfriend in the car yesterday was like, because I told her, I think it's because he thinks I'm racist. And she was like, well, we're not even racist. And I had to go, whoa, wait. We are racist. It's just not a bad thing. It's pretty straightforward. And everybody agrees, basically, when it comes down to it. Except for they've changed the definition of racism so that it doesn't include being against white people. So there's probably a lot of people that think they're not racist because they only hate white people. How about we just agree you are racist and it's okay? And then it's just that I'm also racist and it's not okay. It's not okay to be racist against anybody but white people. Let's at least be consistent with, because they make you think that it's like all about power dynamics and stuff. Okay, how about the power dynamic is what makes it not okay? But it's all racism, and it's only bad when there's a power dynamic. Like, let's just not get our words all mixed up, because what are you calling it then? If you're not calling hating white people racist, what are you calling it? They call it prejudice. They say, I'm not racist because there's no power dynamic. I'm just prejudiced. Okay, prejudice is the bad part of racism. It's it's in your eyes. It's not the, but they're even saying no, prejudice isn't bad. It's only bad when there's a power dynamic. So okay, so I'm just going to say instead of prejudice, because that's a gay word, I'm just going to call it racism, but I agree with you that you think racism is only bad when there's a power dynamic. Fine. But let's all agree that we're all racist. Everybody is. Everybody is. Yeah, I think so. Except aliens. Except a true blue alien or a true green alien. But I mean, even them, they're mostly racist. I think everybody is. It's so awkward being the only person in this room right now. I was almost going to say it's so awkward being the only person willing to admit that I'm racist, but I know that's not true. You got to watch out. Honestly, I get it. I get why you wouldn't want to admit it, because most of the people who admit that they're racist, is this a good angle? Am I sexy right now? Most of the people who are willing to say that they're racist are sort of problems. Like, I'm not saying that the views are wrong of the people who don't like, if you don't like racists, I get it. Because most of them, anybody who's outwardly racist is typically going to be kind of a piece of shit. I agree with that. In the modern definition and in the old school definition. It's a lot of dirty people. It's a lot of ignorant people. But their ignorance isn't based in their racism. Their racism isn't what makes them ignorant. What makes them ignorant is the rest of their personalities. And then they happen to have that ignorance along with their like they use them in conjunction, you know? But they're not based in each other. It's not like if they stopped being racist, they would stop being ignorant too. They would just have other stupid shit to say, besides how much they love white people. Dude, if you love white people, I mean, I get it, but it's just, there's so many more important things out there that it's kind of awkward that you're choosing skin color. And usually, this is a trope. I'm not the first person to say this, but, there's a lot of stupid white people out there. So if you have white pride, just look at the people. Just look at some white retards, and you'll get it. You'll see it. You'll be like, oh yeah, that's not good. But they would say, if we're gonna be honest, let's approach this from both sides. A white retard who's racist would say, I'm smarter than a black retard. Right? They would think that. That's what they think. They think even our worst whites aren't better than the best blacks, but they would say, our worst whites are better than the worst blacks. I'm not going to say whether or not I agree with that. I could get in trouble. I'm just trying to explore both sides of the conversation. You shouldn't be exposing the world to both sides of the conversation. Okay, sorry. Hey, my bad. I won't do it again until you leave the room. I decided, never. It's not. It's a very specific scenario. But I had a guy approach me last week, 2 weeks ago, and like got all mad at me because I want to say the N word. He was like, you can't be saying the N. Oh, look at this guy. He wants to say the N word, right? And I was thinking, because he's like a person of color, if you will. I was thinking it would be really funny to say in response to that, I'm not the only person who wants to say the N word. We all say the N word when you're not in the room. When you're not here, everybody says the N word. But then as soon as you walk in, everybody zips their mouth shut because they don't want to offend the N word in the room. Let's address the N word in the room. The elephant in the room, but the N word. Some things just aren't funny. Sometimes you say something and it's just not funny. That's okay. But I think syllables are pretty funny. And I think saying the wrong thing is pretty funny. So I know I'm not alone on that, but I know I'm, it's going to cause problems in my life. I'm going to run into a lot of problems probably in my life on the internet. And it's tricky because I've realized, now that I'm trying to make a living on the internet, I might want to take my name off of the stick and poke stuff so they're not related, so people can't come and find out, like, oh, don't let this guy edit your videos, because I'm trying to be a video editor. I'm being one. I am actually being one, and it's pretty fun. It's been pretty beautiful to grow into this role. Not beautiful, but like I feel beautiful about it. Like I feel like I'm doing something that the universe is down with, that like God is cool with. He's like, yeah, that's a great idea. You should be a video editor. But if I keep saying this crazy stuff on the internet, all of my work comes from the internet. Every job I get for making videos is from the internet. So if I keep saying these horrible things and associating my name with them, it's only going to be a matter of time before people stop hiring me. And there's even a good chance that some of these things I say could get me banned from like PayPal. PayPal doesn't like racists. I got an ant on my table. PayPal and Venmo don't like racists. So I'm a little worried that it's going to happen again because I got fired from my last job. I was a maintenance guy at an apartment complex, and I made some funny videos that apparently were offensive, and I got fired for it. And that was all in person. So imagine on the internet work. It's not going to get any better. So I do have some worries about that. But we just got to keep going. And I know God's got my back, and I'm going to pray. I'll keep praying. I'm trying to do better about praying for other people other than me, but I got a brain and I'm a person, so I'm still trying to figure out how to manage that. But yeah, it is a concern. I'm definitely concerned. So if you're watching this and you want to report me for being an offensive prick, please wait. Can you wait until I've amassed a fortune and then try to take it from me? Because I really need like a little bit of time to amp up into this role, to grow into what I'm trying to do here. I gotta hop off. Look, I tattooed it. I primed it. Maybe I have a little bit more time to prime. I'm not gonna hop off yet. I got a little bit more time. I gotta pick up I literally have to go leave. I have to be out that door in 16 minutes. If this clock is accurate. And it is. In 16 minutes, I'm gonna have to leave to go pick up my daughter. Isn't it crazy that I'm doing this right now? But that's why I have to slow it down and not be all, I'm going to give myself a new tattoo every day. It doesn't really work like that. Tomorrow when I'm coloring, tune in tomorrow. If you want to be here tomorrow, because that's probably where we're going to finish this tattoo, and we're probably going to pick the next one. And that's something you don't want to miss. You don't want to miss the picking the next one of the tattoo phase. We got some soapy water, and since it was lubed, the ink rubs off the surface easy. That's primed. You can barely tell, but it is not skin color. I'm going to give it a little bit more, because I am still here. There's nothing wrong with doing my best, but I don't know why I'm moving this camera right now. I just like this. This is a much more handsome angle. Oh, you like my new shirt? I got this shirt from Walmart for $2. I'm not a big man, right? I'm like a medium-sized man. I thought I was. But this is an XL. This is an extra large shirt. Tell Kevin, I'm wearing extra larges now. Are you proud of me? This is like a man-sized shirt, and it fits me right. It could be tighter, but whenever I lift up my arms, if I'm wearing a medium or a large, my belly button will show. I'm not even tall. My whole life I've been this size, and I never knew that I was supposed to be wearing XL. And I've always been judging people who wear like double XL or triple XL. But I don't even think that that's that big anymore now that I'm wearing this. Like, I tried a double XL on it, didn't work. Eminem wears double XL. Don't be ashamed, he's a small guy. Too far. Not too far like offensive, but too far like what? What are we saying here? Why are we talking about that? Because I want to. And because you haven't told me what to talk about. What am I supposed to say? I just have to go off now. My lube is warm. It's so hot out that my lube has lost its structure. I now have liquidy fucking petroleum jelly, extract, freaking drip. It's almost as drippy as my green ink. I don't even have to squeeze the tube to get lube out. It just falls out because it's damn 80 degrees in here. And I don't have a fan on, like an idiot. Because I'm worrying about the sound. Nobody cares about the sound. Nobody's even listening. Not that you're a nobody. I don't think you're a nobody. But I'm just saying, other people might say that nobody's listening to hurt my feelings. And then that's where I have to stand up and say, hey, scratchers listen, and they're cool. And if you're calling them nobody, I'm going to stab you with a needle covered in ink, and you're not going to like it. Don't threaten to stab people with needles covered in ink. But it would be a pretty good prank. Wouldn't it be a pretty good prank? To just, go around poking people? Like, now you have a tattoo. Deal with it. That's a funny prank. And if you can poke them twice in the same spot, you can be damn sure that tattoo is going to show. But that's kind of the tricky part, because I dropped a needle on my hand once. And I don't know if I can track down the spot where I got hit with it, because I never wash my hands. I never wash my hands enough to see if the spots where I dropped a needle on my hand actually left a mark. Because I have so many colored marks on my hand that I don't, shit. I do shit, by the way. I take poops, but what I'm saying is, I'm just saying I don't wash my hands, even when I shit. Is that gross? Maybe. But there's toilet paper between my fingers and my butthole. I'm sure they designed the toilet paper to keep the poop off your hands, right? It's not just soaking through. Plus, it's my poop. It came from inside my body. Why do I care if it gets inside my mouth? It's on my hands. And then I dip my fingers into the peanut butter jar. And then I lick the peanut butter off my fingers. And I'm supposed to be ashamed? Because my peanut butter's got a little bit of my own poop in it? You can drink your own pee. Why not have a... No. This is all wrong. I don't even think germs exist. How about that? How about that? Okay, I need to speed up through this so I can finish this layer because I really actually got to get going. Now I have 10 minutes. In 10 minutes, I have to be out that door on the way to my daughter's house. Not that she has her own house, but she lives in 2 different houses at a time. So, to her other house. In 10 minutes. I gotta go get her, or else I'm gonna be called a deadbeat dad. Oh, Dad wasn't there. He didn't pick me up. I was tattooing myself. Shit, what do you want from me? That's not how I am, though. But if I got too carried away in this tattoo, I could be. You know, we learned 2 days ago. I'm fully capable of being a shitty dad. It happens. I learned that about myself. It happens. Nobody's immune. Nobody's immune to emergencies, and nobody's immune to danger, or delirium, or ignorance. We all have it in us. And it's all really sort of comes down to, like, do you admit when you're wrong? Because everybody gets wrong. But you ever meet somebody who just can't even admit it? Can't even acknowledge? I haven't met somebody like that, but I've heard they're out there. I'm glad I only associate with people who either never do anything wrong or will admit when they do. Or are the people who I associate with who I think never do anything wrong, maybe I'm giving them too much, maybe I'm assuming too much good of them because they maybe have done something wrong and they haven't told me, and then that's where maybe I'm messing up on thinking they're great. Who knows? It's best probably to assume that everybody in the world is better than you. That's what I've been trying to do lately. Even though I know that I'm better than everybody, I try to assume that everybody's better than me sometimes. And then I just look around and I think, how can I be as good as these people? Maybe if I ate more Twinkies. Maybe if I did less exercise. Maybe if I went to college, I would be as good as these people. And then I can go, you know what? Since I'm not going to eat more Twinkies, and I'm not going to stop exercising, and I'm not going to go to college, I need to find a way to be as good as these people just by nature, just by my own actions, and not by the accumulation of how well I take care of myself. Dude, that is such a trap. When you think like, oh, you know what I need to do? Oh, holla, what's up, Master Payne? Dude, I'm still tripping over if you're a girl or not. Don't tell me the truth, but who knows? I don't know. There's no way to know. Dude, and also, by the way, you missed it, but I was doing a little bit talking about how I met a pregnant man. A pregnant man. Can you believe it? And she, the man, wants to deliver my wife's baby. What color is that? Lime green. I'm just priming it though. I'm just doing a base layer of green. I gotta hop off soon. I gotta pick up my daughter in 6 minutes. In 6 minutes, I have to be out that door to go pick up my daughter. My wife's pregnant. We go to the birth center, and we have a midwife there who claims she's a man. And all I want to say is, I'm not having a man deliver my baby. What are you, a mid-husband? So that was from the beginning of the stream. Isn't that wild? She's pregnant. A pregnant midwife. And she's like, hi, I'm Jackson. He, him. Don't spread that name. Shit. I gotta keep my shit together. But they're not even a man. So I'm like, no, you can totally deliver the baby. It's just, why are you claiming to be a man? This is weird. I came to the midwife to have a natural, womanly birth process, and now I've got some man looking at my wife's coochie. Apparently, It's not really a man looking at the coochie, but it's like you're taking a claim that you don't want to have. That's like the one job where you should be proud to be a woman. And they're like, no, you're going to deal with having a man, like a lesbian man. I don't know. It's too weird these days. And I'm not crazy. I'm just trying to keep it consistent, and everybody wants you to lie. Is basically what this podcast has been about, is don't lie. Don't lie just because people think it's cool. And I'm going to finish this up pretty quick here, and then I'm going to get out of here, but I'm glad you hopped on, Master Payne. It's really good to see you, hear from you. But yeah, I'm just priming this right now. I'm giving it a base color layer because tomorrow when I mix the colors up and I make a nice blue-green color to fill this in, I don't want to have to do it over and over and over again to get it filled in. I don't know if I'll have time along with the mixing. So today, I'm just like, let's get a base layer green, and then tomorrow, when I throw some blue on top of it, it'll look neat. And I really like, that's why I'm glad I live in the middle of nowhere just about. That's dope, good for you. I'll probably move out there after I make some money. There's no reason for me to stay out here except my daughter lives here, and I have to be in this part of the world until she's an adult. In roughly 11 years, I'll be able to move wherever I want, and I'll take my new baby with me. But until then, I gotta stick around Portland, Oregon, where people are literally crazy. And it sucks because she's getting raised around these people. Shut up, Sassy. I'm finishing up. Sassy's my alarm clock. The cat that just meowed. She's telling me, you better hurry up and get out that door. I don't even have shoes on right now. And in 3 minutes, I gotta go. So let's finish this up. And then that way tomorrow, when we come back with some blues, I like shading. I think stick and pokes give you a lot of opportunity to... Never mind, I don't really know. It's like flexibility. Because we're only putting a little bit of ink in here right now. And then that'll just make it easier tomorrow when I'm tattooing to fill it in, and it'll look cool. Because it's going to still be splotchy tomorrow. When I do the blue is going to be splotchy. When I do the blue, it's going to be splotchy over this green. But it'll look cool because it'll be like, oh, there's like depth of colors in there or something like that. I don't know, but it's cool. And it's cool that you're here. So yeah, you got this, man. Or woman, I don't know. You got me all freaking out now. What I should just start assuming everybody is a man. Maybe I should just go back to that. Instead of doing the whole they them thing, just call everybody he, even women. It is more control. You're right, because that infinitely fast poking thing, you end up with some mistakes that maybe if you were a more skilled tattoo artist, it would not come through that way. But when you can poke each little dot, you get to decide what each one is going to look like, and then it all adds up to a whole picture. And it is a little bit more representative of like a reality in life, because life is about... I'm not going to try to make this deep. Holy shit. I almost went off on a whole... I don't have time to extrapolate why stick and pokes are like life. But here we are. I'm going to wash this up. I'm going to go pick up my daughter. And I'm going to see you tomorrow. All right? Now that's a green base layer. This is good. I'm glad we did it this way. And then there'll be a part 4 tomorrow. All right. Thanks for turning up. Thanks for being here. Keep poking. And I don't know. I don't know where else I should take that, but I literally have 1 more minute. And now I have to go. I have to go pick up my daughter and be a dad. So, whoop. Peace, love, and peace, love, and hippie beads. I've heard that before. Rock and roll. I love you. And that's it for today. But yeah, I appreciate you, Master Payne, and I hope everything is nice on your end. And if it's not, you be safe. You be safe, and I'm gonna pray. And you're lucky because you're gonna get a prayer from me today. And if you feel it, then that's what it is.